Hello team, welcome back to this week's video. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Gigi, I'm a plant-based nutritionist and personal trainer. If you're not new here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about key nutrients that really everybody should know about, irrelevant of which diet you're following, vegan, vegetarian, you name it. But I think everybody should be aware of these key nutrients to make sure you don't fall short with your nutrition and then incur in deficiencies. I will dive a little bit more into a plant-based diet, of course, because I am plant-based and my audience is a bit more plant-based, but I think this information is relevant for everyone. Why I decided to talk about it? Because I actually have published a couple of days ago in my stories on Instagram a story saying that I got my blood test results back and I am also 30 weeks pregnant, and my blood tests were perfect, no deficiencies at all, which as a result I had a lot of people asking me in DM, how do I do it, if I'm supplementing it, if I am eating a specific food to not to be iron deficient or to be omega-3 deficient, or similar questions. So I thought to do a video all around key nutrients, irrespective of being pregnant or not. This is a video for everyone. Something that you don't realize when you're pregnant, or the more you progress in your pregnancy, that everything takes so much effort. So now I'm talking to the camera, which is quite easy for most people, but actually is like a big breathing requirement, and I need to take pauses in between because otherwise it feels like I've just come back from a run while I'm just sitting here talking to you. Anyway, I will get some water and then come back. Oh yeah, we are back. So, yeah. So vitamin B12 is essential for brain, nerves, red blood cells, and energy levels. If you have a deficiency in vitamin B12, you will probably notice it because there are brain fog, fatigue, and mood changes. It can be more severe the more you leave it unchecked, so to say, but these are the main, the initial symptoms. Vitamin B12 is a non-negotiable essential supplement that you need to take if you are vegan, vegetarian, or in any way you are limiting the amount of meat and dairy or animal products you get in a week. Contrary to popular belief, vitamin B12 is not made by animals and is also not made by plants. It's made by bacteria, and animals get it because they either eat it from the soil outside when they are in the fields, or they are artificially fed with it in modern farming. So when you eat meat, you're basically getting vitamin B12 secondhand. If you're following a vegan and vegetarian diet, you need to supplement with vitamin B12. If you're limiting meat during your week, there might be a chance that you also need to supplement it. The best sources are either a supplement, which luckily are available everywhere. They are super cheap. Every drugstore, pharmacy, I've seen them in supermarket as well, have it, and they are super cheap. Or you can get it from fortified foods like nutritional yeast, some plant-based milk and cereal, but it needs to have fortified on the label. How much you need every day? So these are the values, and you see how pregnant women and breastfeeding women need an increased amount every day. So you see why there might be a risk of deficiencies independent of the diet you're following. Is there a risk of you assuming too much vitamin B12? No, because whatever the body doesn't need gets eliminated by peeing, so you're safe. Omega-3s are a type of essential fats that we need to get through diet. and they are essential for our heart, for our brain, and for our vision. Probably when you're thinking about omega-3, the first thing that comes to mind is salmon or other fatty fish, and that's right. So they are a great source of omega-3, but of course on a vegan diet you won't be eating fish, so we need to get it through other sources. There are different types of omega-3 fats, and not all of them are the same. So we have the ALA, the APA, and DHA. ALA are a type of short-chain omega-3 fats which we get from plants. APA and DHA are the type of fats that our body benefits most from and are found in animal sources. The good thing is that our body can convert ALA into APA and DHA, which are the fats that our body benefits most from. However, the process varies from person to person and sometimes is not particularly efficient. This is why you need to make sure you're getting enough of the ALA sources for your body to be able to convert it into the other two forms. What are these best sources? Think about nuts and seeds like walnut, chia seeds, hemp seeds, as well as their oils and flaxseed. I know I'm gonna get some hate for that, but canola oil is actually like really good source of it, and you should not avoid it just because somebody on the internet has tell you that it's toxic. So please don't listen to them. Not sure you're getting enough of it, there is always a supplement which for vegans is usually made from algae, and it gives you enough of it. And how much you need of it? Here are the values, and as you can see there is not too much different from like healthy adults and pregnant or breastfeeding. Iodine is often one of those key nutrients, essential nutrients that is often overlooked. There is not talked enough, people are not talking enough about it, but I think is hugely important that we bring a little bit of more awareness because it's essential in thyroid function. And most people, not only vegans, vegetarians, fall short on iodine because it's not present enough in the food we consume, and awareness, as I said, is surprisingly low. So in most multivitamins you find online, they won't have iodine, for example. So iodine naturally comes from the soil. However, in many regions, including Europe and the UK, the soil is very poor of iodine, so whatever we grow on that soil doesn't grow with it. And the best way to integrate it is through either a supplement or buying iodized salt, which has to need to have on the label iodized, which is simply a replacement for table salt. You use it in the same way, there is nothing different. You can find it in the major supermarkets, health food shops, or online. Some fortified milk and cereals also are fortified with iodine, but you need to check the label, of course. There are some controversy around seaweeds because seaweeds is a good source of iodine. However, there are some studies that show that an excessive consume of some type of seaweeds like kelp can contain too much iodine, which is not good for our body. Iodine, this is the levels you need in a day, and as you can see, it increases a lot for pregnant and breastfeeding women, which is why some there might be deficiencies as well. Vitamin D is essential for bone health, plays a role in our immune system, mood, and muscle function. The best source of vitamin D is sunlight. Now, where you live, sometimes the tone of your skin and the season, you might not be getting enough of it. So for me, for example, I come from Italy and I live in the UK, and I have to supplement, most time I have to supplement with vitamin D because unfortunately in the UK we do not get enough sun. This is an exception because it has been like a month of full sun and never happened. since I've been here, but yeah, regularly. So last summer, for example, I had to supplement with vitamin D because it was just rain. Bit miserable, but anyway, it is what it is. You can also get some vitamin D by exposing fresh mushrooms to sunlight, which has shown to increase the vitamin levels, but it really depends how fresh those mushrooms are. How much vitamin D do you need? It's here, but again, it really varies depending on where you live. And last but not least, the most requested one, which was iron. It seems to be a huge problem, and surprisingly not only for plant-based, so for vegans or vegetarians, but I got some omnivores that were writing and like DM'd me and said I am actually low in iron. It happens. This only shows that the key to not having deficiency is not depending on the diet you follow, is depending on how well planned and balanced your diet is. Iron helps make hemoglobin. No, I can't say that. Too much consonants altogether. I'm sorry. Iron helps make hemoglobin, which is the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen through your body. Again, there is the difference in what type of iron you get. From plants, you get mainly a type of iron that's called non-heme iron, which is less easily absorbed than the type of iron that you get from animal products, which is heme iron. This doesn't mean that plants are a bad source of iron. It only means that you need a bit more mindful with your planning. What are good sources or very good sources of iron on a plant-based diet? Probably you might have heard people telling you to eat spinach or kale. Yes, but I think a more efficient source of iron are lentils, bean, tofu, tempeh, pumpkin seed, and whole grain like oats, quinoa, fortified cereals, and milks if you find them. There are also a few tricks that you can use to boost iron absorption. So when you're eating this kind of food, make sure to pair them with some vitamin C rich foods like citrus, like lemon or peppers. So for example, if you have your dal, your lentil dal, make sure you squeeze a good like half of a lemon on top of it, or chop half a bell pepper in it, which is also a little bit of more fiber, and it will help you increase or boost your iron absorption. Another thing that not many people know about is that you shouldn't pair your meals with coffee or tea, because coffee or tea are what are called blockers. They limit the absorption of iron. So if you are concerned about your iron intake, make sure you get your tea and coffee in a separate moment from your breakfast, for example. These are the daily requirement, and as you can see, there is a huge difference if you are pregnant or not. So that's why a lot of women independently, again, I'm stressing on this because I've seen a lot of like resistance around pregnancy and being on a vegan diet, but it's all about planning again. And that's exactly like this difference is the reason why many women fall short on iron when they are pregnant. It's okay, you can get a supplement, or make sure you integrate those foods in your diet. Cool. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful. If you have any other questions around plant-based nutrition, please pop them in the comments below. It's really useful feedback for me to produce more content that you might be interested in. If you need all this information, you can get them. I have a highlights in my story saved, which you can screenshot it or like just simply read it. You just go on my profile on Instagram and it's available. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao!